Rihanna might never be allowed music back at the Met Gala after viral footage showed her totally losing it on A$AP Rocky during a heated moment at the event. Apparently, the whole situation started after Rihanna caught Rocky getting a little too close to another woman. So, let's break down everything that happened between Rihanna and A$AP Rocky this Met Gala season. On the night of May 4, 2026, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky made a dramatic entrance at the 2026 Met Gala, arriving fashionably late and closing out the red carpet at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. For years, Rihanna has been one of the most exciting stars to attend fashion's biggest night. She's often the last person to show up on the red carpet each year, but this year felt different. There was more weight behind the arrival, more cameras, more tension. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky made a grand entrance at the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Met Gala in New York City on May 4, marking their first carpet appearance since they survived a shooting at their Los Angeles home in March. Just 2 months earlier, bullets had ripped into their property. Their children had been inside, and now here they were walking up the steps like royalty. In classic fashion, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky closed out the night 9 minutes after the red carpet closed. 9 minutes late, even past the deadline. That kind of audacity is Rihanna's music signature. Nobody waits for the red carpet to close before arriving. Rihanna does, and it works every single time. Rihanna arrived at the 2026 Met Gala wearing a look that merged 2 distinct pieces from Maison Margiela's Artisanal 2025 collection. Continuing a nearly 2-decade run of headline-grabbing appearances at the annual Costume Institute music benefit. The gown itself was an engineering feat. Her breathtaking look featured over 115,000 crystal beads, antique jewels, and chains with embroidery alone taking a whopping 1,380 hours. 1,380 hours of handwork just for a single dress. To put that in perspective, that is nearly 2 straight months of round-the-clock stitching. For her 2026 look, Rihanna was styled by Holo Weaver, wearing a gown crafted in Duchess, woven with fine metal recycled threads and a corseted bodice embellished with thousands of crystal beads and antique jewels. The dress wrapped around her like a metallic cocoon, with fabric climbing from her legs up to her torso, leaving an opening that revealed a jewel-encrusted turtleneck top. And beside her stood the man who has been by her side through all of it, through the music, the babies, and the bullets. Rocky, meanwhile, went for a pink wool robe with black satin lapels courtesy of Chanel paired with a white cotton shirt and black trousers underneath, complete with pieces from the luxury house's high jewelry collection. 194 hours went into creating his look. When Variety caught the couple on camera and asked Rocky to describe Rihanna's look, he gave them the most A$AP Rocky answer possible, looking over lovingly at his longtime partner and saying, "She's shining like a diamond. She's shining." Cleverly interpolating the chorus from the singer's 2012 hit, Diamonds. And when a reporter asked him how it felt to be loved by a black woman, the dapper rapper had another quick quip. "It feels amazing, and nothing else compares." But the night did not end with compliments and couture. What happened after the music cameras turned off, and what happened inside the gala itself, sent the internet into a tailspin inside the 2026 Met Gala, surrounded by the kind of art, fashion, and wealth that most people will never see in person. Rihanna did what Rihanna does best. She made people laugh. Rihanna turned one iconic moment at the Met Gala into a bona fide meme. A viral EXP post called her so unserious after she posed with Heidi Klum and A$AP Rocky. The Fenty mogul appeared to lean toward Klum's statue-like costume and make a playful touch near its bust. Rocky covered his face while smiling, and that reaction became the night's other punchline. To understand why this blew up the way it did, you need to understand what Heidi Klum was wearing. The model's all-white costume covered her face and body like marble. It also included draped folds and a matching clutch. She looked like a Greek statue that had just walked out of the Met's permanent collection, and Rihanna, being Rihanna, could not resist engaging with the costume on a deeply physical level. Rihanna then appeared to make a cheeky tap music near the costume's bust. It almost appeared as if the singer were caressing Clum's nipple, turning the NSFW moment into a funny joke, and A$AP Rocky, husband of A$AP Rocky, stood on the other side and smiled through a face-covering reaction. That reaction shot, Rocky's hand over his face caught between shock and delight, became as viral as the original moment. Fans turned the whole thing into a full-blown joke session. One ex-user wrote that Rihanna was treating the Met Gala like her personal comedy club, and that Rocky could not take her anywhere without starting chaos. Another viewer joked that Rocky's reaction was a whole mood on its own. This is the thing about Rihanna. She has been attending the Met Gala since 2007. The singer and Fenty Beauty CEO first attended the star-studded event in 2007. That is nearly 2 decades of walking those same museum steps. And in that time, she has built a reputation that goes far beyond what she wears. She has become the unofficial closer of the red carpet. The person whose arrival signals that the night is truly underway. It's not a Met Gala without Rihanna. Music, but the singer is basically as essential to the event as Anna Wintour herself. Music, and this year, the costume art theme gave Rihanna room to play. This year's gala-themed costume art with a fashion is art dress code saw Rihanna embrace the concept in a striking custom gown. But Rihanna did not just embrace the music concept through fabric and beads. She embraced it through behavior, touching the art and music and interacting with the costumes around her, turning the evening into a living performance. While other celebrities stood still for photographs, Rihanna's music was improvising, and the internet rewarded her for it. The 2026 Met Gala was co-chaired by a legendary lineup. This year's exhibition costume art celebrated fashion as an art form, music, with a dress code of fashion is art. The event was co-chaired by Beyoncé Knowles Carter, Nicole Music Kidman, Venus Williams, and Anna Wintour. With Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez Bezos serving as honorary chairs, music, Beyoncé's return was historic on its own. Beyoncé broke her 10-year Met Gala hiatus thanks to her co-chair responsibilities. And yet, when the dust settled, the most talked about moment of the night belonged to Rihanna. A playful tap on a marble costume, and Rocky's stunned expression. That is power. The kind of power that does not come from a guest list or a committee. Music that comes from decades of owning every room you walk into. To understand why Rihanna and A$AP Rocky generate the kind of attention they do, you have to go back not just to the Met Gala, but to the years that built them into the couple the world cannot stop watching. Fans have been obsessing and speculating about the two stars being an item for years. Ever since their chemistry nearly bubbled over during a saucy co-performance at the 2012 VMAs. But it wasn't until sometime in 2020 music, when the coronavirus pandemic hit, that the two would officially turn their friendship into a romance. Rihanna confirmed the timeline herself. Music, but Rihanna confirmed her romance with A$AP began at the end of 2019. I've seen him in relationships. He's seen me in relationships, she explained. We knew what we were capable of and the trouble that we could bring to each other's lives. We can make or break each other's hearts, music, and so we started dating with a lot of caution. That caution eventually gave way to something deeper. Music, Rocky called Rihanna the love of my life in a 2021 interview with GQ. It's so much better when you get the one. She amounts to probably like a million of the other ones. I think when you know she's the one. Their first official Met Gala appearance as a couple came in 2021. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky attended the 2021 Met Gala together in style, with the Umbrella singer wearing a black Balenciaga gown, and the A$AP Forever artist donning a custom aero quilt and a tuxedo. It was a statement moment, the kind of public debut that told the world this relationship was real, serious, and built to a music last. Then came the children. The pair would welcome their first child together, a baby boy named Riza, born in May 2022, who wouldn't remain an only child for long. In August 2023, a second son named Riot Rose came along. At the 2023 Met Gala, Rihanna skipped the 2022 Met Gala because she was weeks away from welcoming her first son, Riza, but proudly showed off her baby bump at the 2023 event before welcoming her second son, Riot, later that year. In May 2025, the couple revealed at the Met Gala that they were expecting baby number 3. Daughter Rocky arrived that September. Rocky, Music, who served as one of the co-chairs that year, could not contain his excitement. And that brings us to 2026, where the couple, now parents of 3, Music, returned to the Met steps together. While ascending the iconic steps of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, people asked the pair how they felt spending date night away from their 3 children. "It feels good," Rocky replied before Riri clarified, "It feels good and sad." That answer, honest, tender, and completely unscripted, captured the complexity of being famous parents who still want to hold on to every moment with their kids. As many already know, the Met Gala generally doesn't allow guests under 18. Event organizers previously told The Hollywood Reporter that it was an executive decision, explaining that it's not an appropriate event for people under 18. That rule, however, certainly saw an exception this year with co-chairs Beyoncé and Nicole Kidman, who both brought their children along. But Rihanna and Rocky left their little ones at home, and that bittersweet reality was written all over their faces as they Music climbed those famous steps. Rocky's pink coat at the gala appeared to be a nod to him and Rihanna's daughter, as the little bundle of joy named Rocky Irish Mares was born back in September 2025. A father wearing pink on fashion's biggest stage, Music, not because it was trendy, but because his baby girl was at home waiting for him. That is a detail that says more than any interview ever could. The love story is beautiful. But the story that set the Music stage for the 2026 Met Gala arrival is anything but. On March 8, 2026, the unthinkable happened. Rihanna's home in the Beverly Crest neighborhood of Los Angeles was shot up on Sunday, March 8, 2026. Rihanna was reportedly inside at the time. The Los Angeles Police Department said a woman drove up to the property and fired between 7 and 9 rounds with what police described as an AR-15 style rifle, an AR-15, at a family home on a Sunday afternoon. Rihanna, her partner A$AP Rocky, their 3 children, and her mother were all at home when a woman now charged with attempted murder and many other felony counts is alleged to have fired at the property. A prosecutor said everyone, including Rihanna, Rocky, their 3 young children, and Rihanna's own mother, was on the property. The singing superstar and her rap star partner were together in a trailer on the property at the time of the Sunday afternoon shooting, while other family members and staffers were in the Beverly Hills area home. Rihanna and her partner, A$AP Rocky, were inside the Airstream at the time of the shooting and easily could have been hit, an official told The Times. Fortunately, no one was injured. The suspect was identified quickly. Music Ivana Let Ortiz, 35, of Orlando, Florida, was charged with attempting to kill Rihanna, Music, along with 10 counts of assault on a person with a semi-automatic firearm and 3 counts of shooting at an inhabited vehicle or dwelling. The charges stacked up fast. All 14 counts against her are felonies. The 911 caller heard approximately Music 10 shots coming from a white Tesla Model 3. Police who arrived on the scene found bullet Music holes in a gate and in an RV parked in the driveway of Rihanna and Rocky's home. The physical evidence was disturbing. The video showed what appeared to be bullet holes Music in the home's front gate. The front gate of the property appeared to be riddled with bullet holes, and investigators were seen examining an Airstream trailer parked in the driveway. The chief said a witness provided police with a description of the suspect vehicle, and with the help of automated license plate readers and an unlapped helicopter, officers were able to locate the suspect. Her vehicle was found about 8 miles away from Rihanna's home. At the Sherman Oaks Galleria shopping center, Ortiz was taken into custody without incident, but the motive remained unclear for days. Through its investigation, the lab found a series of strange posts on Ortiz's social media mentioning Rihanna. In one post on X, she mentioned the singer and said, "Are you there? Say something to me directly instead of sneaking around like you're talking to me where I'm not at." And in videos on what appeared to be her YouTube account, Ortiz ranted about the singer and was also fixated on other celebrities. An insider told the publication, Rihanna heard the shots, but was initially confused about what happened. She doesn't understand why someone would target her family. In the aftermath, the couple's entire approach to public life shifted visibly. Photos posted to X by Page 6 show the couple alongside a heavy security presence as they walked outside on March 17, 2026. According to TMZ, the famous couple left a Manhattan building with 6 security guards protecting them at every angle. So when Rihanna and Rocky walked the Met Gala red carpet 2 months later, smiling, laughing, posing, they were doing so as people who had recently had their home riddled with bullets while their children slept inside. That context transforms the entire evening from a glamorous night out into something deeper. A statement of defiance, a refusal to hide. But the night did not end with smiles. After the Met Gala, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky became the subject of fresh internet speculation after a video from their post-Met Gala music BARRED began circulating online. The couple who attended fashion's biggest night together were photographed and filmed inside a Sprinter van. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky ignited online debate after appearing quiet and subdued inside a Sprinter van following the Met Gala. To the untrained eye, it looked tense. Rocky and Rihanna sat in silence, neither of them engaging with the other. The internet did what the internet does, jumped to conclusions. Breakup rumors started swirling within minutes. Fans dissected every frame, every facial expression, every inch of space between them. In that vehicle, Twitter threads ran long. Speculation ran longer, but the truth was far less dramatic. A witness at the Met who saw the couple at various occasions throughout the night tells TMZ that Rihanna and A$AP were totally fine and having a great time. The witness said they did not appear to have any issues. An insider claimed Rihanna and Rocky appeared relaxed together and were enjoying the night. The two have remained one of entertainment's most closely watched couples since they first went public in 2020. Over the years, they have balanced music careers, fashion ventures, music parenthood, and headline-making appearances while navigating intense public scrutiny. And that is the crux of this entire story. The title of this video, Rihanna banned from the Met Gala of Music Forever after what she did to A$AP Rocky, is precisely the kind of sensationalized headline that music, the internet generates whenever two famous people sit quietly in a car after a long night. There is no ban. It's not a true Met Gala until she arrives. Music, it's not a Met Gala without Rihanna. She is the one who closes the carpet every year. She is the one who shows up fashionably late and makes the whole world wait. If anything, the Met Gala needs Rihanna more than Rihanna needs the Met Gala. Music, Rihanna, has never been banned from the Met Gala. She attended the 2026 Met Gala just 2 days ago, music wearing a gown that took 1,380 hours to embroider. A$AP Rocky stood right beside her, calling her a diamond. They held music hands. They kissed. They laughed with Heidi Klum. They left together. What she did to A$AP Rocky that night was exactly what she has done. Every year since they went public, she made him the proudest man on the red carpet. She gave him a reason to cover his face in laughter. When she poked at Heidi Klum's marble costume, she gave him 3 children. She sat beside him in an Airstream trailer when someone fired an AR-15 at their front gate. The people who are truly banned from the Met Gala, or at least uninvited, are people like Tim Gunn, who revealed in 2016 that he had been banned after sharing an anecdote about Anna Wintour. Fashion TV personality Tim Gunn revealed in 2016 that he'd been banned from the event after sharing an anecdote about Wintour. It is very true. Music, it is a crazy story, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a very matter-of-fact story. I was asked, what is the most unforgettable thing I've ever seen in fashion? And I said, it's easy. It was watching Anna Wintour being carried down 5 flights of stairs by 2 bodyguards, 2 big hulking men from a fashion show. All hell broke loose. It was insane. Music, that is what being banned from the Met Gala looks like. Rihanna. Rihanna is a music, the opposite of banned. Rihanna has one of the most celebrated Met Gala histories of any attendee. She first attended in 2007 in a gorgeous chukra gown, and has since built a legacy of on-themed show-stopping looks. She walked in 2007 in George Chukra. She walked in 2015 in a yellow GU that became one of the most referenced Met Gala looks in modern history. She co-character Education in 2018 dressed as the Pope. She announced her 3rd pregnancy at the 2025 Music Met Gala. And in 2026, just 2 months after surviving a shooting, she closed the music carpet again. She always does. The real story here is not a ban. The real story is resilience. It is a woman who has been in the public eye since she was a teenager, who survived an assault that defined a generation's conversation about domestic violence, who built a billion-dollar business empire, who found love with a man she calls her family, who had 3 babies in 4 years, music, and who had her home shot at while those babies were inside, and who still showed up 9 minutes after the carpet closed in a dress that took 1,380 hours to make and made the entire world stop and watch. That is the story. No band, no breakup, just Rihanna doing what she does on the biggest stage in fashion. While the internet tries and fails to turn a quiet car ride into a catastrophe.